Hi, this is Dr. Gorzinski, and I'm going to show you how potentially a yoga strap can be used to help you rehabilitate a knee replacement. So a yoga strap is webbing material that has loops sewn in, so it's easy to pull against. It's not elastic, it's not stretchy. This can be used to help position your leg after surgery, so you can help to move it around. But I'm going to show you how to use it to help stretch your knee. I said in a previous video about the importance of regaining full extension. And by extension, I mean make your knee go all the way straight. And so if you're struggling to do that, I've explained in a previous video about how long duration stretching can be helpful, and I gave you some examples of how to do that. Some people want to get a little more fancy, and so this would be a way to do that. So if you take your knee and with your toes pointing toward the ceiling and your kneecap pointing toward the ceiling, you could place this strap over the top of your knee and then pick a loop that would allow your other leg to provide downward pressure. You could sit and relax with that pressure being applied to your knee, and that will help drive your knee into full extension. And because the weight of your leg is hanging on there, you can do that without having to put forth a lot of effort or force, and you can potentially hold that for a long duration. So that's, I think, a helpful way to get full extension back, and how this yoga strap could be used to help facilitate that. Similarly, to help it to bend, a strap like this can be used to pull your knee higher. So while your leg is stiff, you'd have to hook it around your foot, and then you can help to flex your knee by pulling up on the strap. Now, I'm a fan of passive exercises, and this is not a passive exercise, but it is a way to help regain flexion. And you would use your arms to pull back on your knee, and you could pull it all the way up as far as it can go. So that is an alternative. Probably not the most powerful way to get flexion back, but it is a reasonable alternative to help move your knee around soon after surgery. There's a slightly more complicated way, which I'm going to show you now, to work on flexion. So you would place the strap behind the chair so that it comes out over your shoulder. And then sitting with your knee bent, you would loop this over your foot and then gradually pull on the strap as your knee gradually bends. And so as you're doing that, there's going to be a tendency to lift up the side of your butt. You want to make sure you sit nice and square. And as you sit upright, you can grab a loop here and gradually lean forward, and that's going to force your knee to bend more. And then you can relax and potentially even get a little more webbing material pulled forward to get your knee to bend even further. Once it's in that position, it doesn't take much force to keep your knee in that position. So it's a semi-passive way, once you're in position, to hold that stretch for a long period of time. Sometimes, particularly with tight quadricep muscles, it makes sense to stretch in the prone position for flexion. And this would stretch not only the knee joint, but also the quadricep muscles. So I would advise putting a yoga strap over your foot and bringing this up over the top of your body. And then as you gradually bend, you can reel in your knee, pulling it up gradually. And using each of these loops, you can get into a position where you can hold that stretch for a long period of time with very little force required to maintain that stretch. And when you get used to it, add a little bit more of a pull, and you can hold it in position for a long period of time. Theoretically, there's no limit to how far you can stretch your knee. As you can see, I'm pulling way up, and the yoga strap is very helpful to maintain that stretch. I'm just holding onto this with two thumbs, so it doesn't require a lot of force, and I can feel that stretch in my knee already. So this is a very effective way to do that. If you found the content in this video helpful, please like and subscribe below.